Hello, welcome to all of you in this new video. In this video I am going to explain you about the procedure of drawing the semicircle into the isometric view, and I hope all of you have seen my first video, which is about how to draw the complete circle in isometric view. Now in this video we are going to learn about how to draw this semicircle in the isometric view. And the second thing that I think all of you are aware about, what is the meaning of isometric view, because the chapter is called as the isometric projection. In isometric view we are going to use the same dimensions which are given in the pictorial view or which are given in the numericals for drawing it in the 3D view. Okay, means there is no reduction. In isometric projection we are going to reduce the dimensions as per the isometric scale. Okay, so let's see the procedure how to draw this semicircle in the isometric view. So first of all we have to identify the dimensions which are given in the pictorial view, such as the semicircle is given and it is mentioned that the radius of this semicircle is 25 mm. Okay, generally for the circle the dimension is given as 5, 40, 5, 50, means that is nothing but the diameter of the circle. Here it is given on the ladder line that radius 25 is nothing but the radius of this semicircle. So now this is the initial stage for drawing that pictorial view into the isometric view, that is by drawing the reference line, by considering the origin point O, and by drawing the two 30-degree lines from that reference line, one towards right side and second towards left side. Okay, that I think all of you are aware about this. Now the next thing is in the what is the dimension is given for the semicircle that we have to identify, and again here also we have to represent that semicircle into the box, means either a rectangular or square box, but particularly for circle the square box is there, we have to create in the pictorial view. Likewise that same square box we have to represent into the isometric view either on the right side inclined line or on the left side inclined line. Now the second stage, after representing the basic three lines, that is reference line, right side inclination line and left side inclination line, the next step is find out what is the total length, means what is the maximum length of the object, that is total length of the object. Suppose we will consider this is the front view is given to us, and always in the front view we are able to observe the two dimensions, that is nothing but length and height of the object. Okay, then this is nothing but the length of the object, that is radius 25, means the total length is 50 mm, and what is the height of the object, that will be the 25, means length is here 50 mm, height is 25. Okay, now here also we have to create the same box for representing the semicircle into the isometric view. Now here we can create that semicircle either on the right side inclination or left side, whatever may be the side we are considering, that is correct. But if the complete object is there, 3D object we have to represent in the isometric view, in that case we have to finalize the position of that semicircle, means on which side or which plane, either on right side plane or left side. But now this is the basic procedure so that we can consider any one side. Suppose I am going to represent it on the right side inclination line, so I have to create the box having the length 50 mm and height 25 mm. Okay, but that is initial stage, but actually we have to create a box of dimension of 50 mm by 50 mm. Now look at here, the length is known to us, that is 50 mm, so I will consider the first dimension, that is 50 mm on the right side inclination line. Suppose this is the complete length, that is length I have represented here. Now we have to represent the height. Now here while representing the height we have to represent only the half distance. Okay, that is half distance is nothing but half distance is 25 mm towards upward side, but remaining 25 mm distance is on the lower side. We have to represent below the reference line, means in this way. Likewise from the other end also we have to represent the same height, that is 25 mm on the upper side and 25 mm on the lower side, means somewhat on the lower side we have to draw the lines for completing or drawing this semicircle in the isometric view. Now these are the two 25 mm lines, we have to join these lines with the help of straight line which is exactly parallel to the right side inclination line, means these two lines should be parallel to each other. Then similarly we have to represent one more line, or we have to draw one more line which is on the below side of the origin point, that is having at this position. Okay, now this is the complete rhombus. Okay, and as per the procedure of drawing this semicircle into the isometric view, we have to draw in this way also, in this way only. The half portion is above that particular plane, means about this line we have to draw the semicircle, means the actual semicircle will be here, but to complete that we have to draw this complete box. That actually it is a square box of 50 by 50 mm, but it is look like as a rhombus in this isometric view. Now the next step is we have to represent the origin points as per the 4-point center method. The circle is get created in the isometric view. Here also we have to represent the 4 center points for drawing that. So out of that 4 points, only 2 points will be applicable to draw the semicircle. Just remember, for complete circle the 4 points will be applicable or useful, and for semicircle only 2 points will be useful. Now as per our normal procedure, first of all we have to locate which one is the longest diagonal, means by joining these 2 corner point or these 2 corner point. Now this is the longest diagonal, so I will join that diagonal first of all with the help of other shade so that it will be easy to understand. Okay, now from the remaining 2 center corner points of the rhombus or that box, we have to draw the 4 straight lines. Okay, and that 4 straight lines will be starting from that corner point and they will join the midpoints of the opposite side, means these are the midpoints. Means first of all, after locating the longer diagonal, we have to locate the midpoints of all the edges. Means these are the 2 already midpoints and these are the 2 upper and lower side midpoint edges. Now suppose I am going to represent from this corner point, I have to join the opposite side midpoint in this way, and here also. For time being, I will reduce this horizontal line which is having the 30-degree inclination line, so you will be able to understand. That is the initial stage, so I will rub here so that it will not create a confusion. So this is the next line. Now from this corner point also, okay, now after drawing that inner lines which are for reference only, you can observe here it will showing the 3 lines are get intersect at particular one, this point and at this point. So we will mention the point 1, 2nd, 3rd or 4th. You can give the nomenclature as per your convenience. No, there is no standard rule to give the this point as a first or this point as a first. You can mention just 4 points we have to locate. Now here we have to identify the semicircle is present above side, means the straight line of the semicircle is present below and the curved portion is present above that straight line. So the meaning of that, we have to create the semicircle here, means in this way the semicircle will be get created. Okay, above the diameter line, means this is the complete diameter of the semicircle. On the upper side of that the curve nature has been created. So here also we have to identify, for creating the upper portion, which 2 center points will be useful for us. Okay, the first thing, if I am going to consider the point number 1, okay, if I am going to consider the first point, say the radius for that drawing that arc, that is as per the arc method we have to complete this semicircle. I will mention this point, the P, Q, R and S. So the 1 to radius will be 1 to P or 1 to Q, means this distance we can use as a radius, but after using that distance as a radius, the arc will be goes below side of this diameter line, means this is the diameter line, PR is our diameter line. So if you are going to consider the first center point, the arc will be goes below side, means it is not useful the first point. Then if I want to consider the third point as a center, and if I am going to third point as a center, then radius, suppose this is the second radius, then radius will be 3 to R or 3 to Q, means out of these are the same distance, 3 to R, 3 to Q. So when we are going to use this distance and if we are going to draw the arc, and that arc will be present between Q to R point, means it will again goes it will get created below the diameter line, means that the third point is also not applicable for us or useful for us. Now suppose we are going to consider the point number 2. Okay, if point 2 we are going to consider, then radius third will be, if I am going to consider the second point, the radius will be 2 to R or 2 to S, means the radius will be either 2 to R or 2 to S. Then you can observe, if I am going to draw the arc between by using this radius, the arc will be goes above the diameter line, means it is applicable or useful for us. Now the last point will be remaining, that is the 4th point. The radius for that R radius will be 4, that is R to S or R to P, means R to S or 4 to S or 4 to P. These 2 distances we can use for drawing the arc, and after drawing that arc we can imagine that we can observe it will goes or it will be get created above the diameter line. Means the point number 2 and point number 4 is applicable or useful for us to draw that semicircle in this isometric view. Now for that, after knowing the center points and after knowing the distances, just we are going to use the compass. Suppose I am going to use this compass. First of all, I will consider the point number 2 as a center point. I will use the distance 2 to S and I will draw the arc in this way. Okay, we have to draw the arc between S and R point only. This is the first or half portion of the semicircle in the isometric view. Now I will consider the fourth point, that is 4 to S or 4 to P. 4 to S or 4 to P, both are the same distance. I will use 4 as a center point and S as a. Okay, now this is the complete semicircle which is get represented in the isometric view, and at the last just we have to make that outlines of the semicircle somewhat dark. That is, actually I have used here the marker pens, whiteboard marker pens, that's why it is having the same shade. But while you are drawing this on your sketchbook or drawing sheet, all of you have to use the proper pencil and make the proper use of the lines, dark and faint lines. So here I am going to represent the final object with the help of black color shade. Okay, this is the diameter line of the semicircle, and the complete arc I will make it somewhat darker so that it will be easy. Okay, now this is the complete semicircle which is get created in the isometric view. Now the same thing we can follow or we can repeat on the left side inclination line. I will mention that one also so that it will be somewhat easy. So I will use the different shade, that is I will use the red color line. Suppose I will rub this line, that dimension line. Again, what is the total length of the object? As per it is actually diameter, that is the 50 mm. So we have to represent the total length on this left side inclination line also. Suppose this is nothing but the center line or the 30-degree inclination line, and then we have to represent the already the 25 mm distance height of the object is represented here. I will represent at from this end point also. Now just we have to join the upper ends, and while drawing that straight line it should be parallel to this 30-degree inclination line. With the help of drafter scale you can make it use of this, or you can use the drafter also. Now this is the half portion, but similarly we have to create it on the below side also, and we have to draw the same parallel line that will be get joined the end points of these two lines. Okay, now again what is the procedure? We have to represent the longest diagonal. Means suppose if I am going to join these opposite 2 points, that will be one diagonal, and the opposite these 2 points it will be a second diagonal. Which one is the longest one, that we have to observe, and this is nothing but the longest diagonal. I will join it, and from the remaining corner points, these are the 2 remaining corner points, we have to draw the 4 straight lines. But before that we have to represent the midpoints of the lines. All the 4 lines are there for that box. Locate the midpoint. Then by considering this corner point, I will represent the straight line, and from this corner point also. Just we have to follow the same procedure which was done on the right side. Okay, you can observe they are get intersect here, and these are the new center points. I will mention it is nothing but up to 4 we have used here. I will mention it is a 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, now again we have to observe, we have to create the semicircle towards upward side, and this will be our diameter line, that is the baseline, and we have to use the 2 center points only. Now once again remember, for complete circle 4 points are useful, and for the semicircle only 2 points are useful. Now here if I am going to consider the point 5 and I will use this much distance as a radius, then it will create this arc above that diameter line. And if I am going to consider the center point 8, and if I am going to use this much distance 8 to this distance as a radius, and if I am going to draw the arc, again it will create the arc above the diameter line. means here the point 5 and 8 will be useful. The 6 and 7 it will create the arc below side. If in some cases we require the arc on the or the semicircle, we have to represent below side. In that case we have to choose that point. Now I will consider point number 5 as a center and this much distance as a radius. This is the arc, and I will use the second, that 8 point, with the help of compass only. Okay, now this is the semicircle which is get created, and the baseline of that we have to join with help of straight line. Means again the complete. Here I have used different color shades, but while you are going to prepare it, just prepare the faint shade. The complete work you have to prepare with the help of 2H pencil, somewhat faint shade, and after completing your diagram, after getting the structure, just you have to make it somewhat darker. The actual structure that we require, that is a semicircle we require, that you have to make dark, and the remaining, that rhombus, that straight lines from the points, you have to draw very faint as much as possible, because it has to be get highlight the final portion that we have to draw as a semicircle. I hope all of you understood this procedure, how to draw the semicircle in the isometric view. Please comment on this video as per your requirement. If you want to new things to learn, just mention in the comment box. I will try to prepare the new videos regarding your requirements, and in the next videos also I will try to prepare similar type of videos which is explaining the procedure of particular single numerical. Okay, thank you very much for listening carefully and observing it, and please try to make the use of this video for upgrading your knowledge, and as per your requirement, please mention me if you want any videos regarding engineering graphics subject for a particular topic. I will prepare that as per your comments in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching the video.